Ciao amici, this is Morena with Morena's Corner, and thanks for joining me today for a crafty hangout. Today's video is sponsored by Minwax stains. I'm going to use these stains to make some really cool Scrabble tile pendants. I made these just using stain. Let me show you what I did. Alright, to start off with, you're going to need Scrabble tile pendants. You could either use Scrabble tiles or you can buy these at the craft store, like I did. You're going to need a stencil, and you're going to use two kinds of Minwax wiping stains. All right. I'm actually not using these two, but these are some of the cool colors that you can find. I love the colors. I love that green. But for this project, I'm going to use the walnut stain and the Clear Express High Gloss. So first, I like using adhesive stencils because then you don't have so much bleeding of the paint, or in this case I'm using stain. So first I place the stencil where I want it on the tile. Then this time I'm going to start with the clear gloss stain. Take a tiny amount. And I know I shouldn't use my fingers. I'm a terrible model. But hey, I left my paintbrush in my craft room, sorry. And to tell the truth, I actually do a lot of crafting with my fingers like this. So anyway, apply the stain, let it set for just a second, and then lift off your stencil, and you have a beautiful impression there. I'm going to wipe off my stencil quickly to clean it off. I let that dry for about 30 minutes, and here's an example of one that has already dried. Do you see that pretty high gloss finish? You can see my heart impression there. Now I'm going to use the walnut stain. These stains are kind of like, in art I would say like a wash or like a watercolor finish. So it's not heavy like a paint. So to make it darker, you're going to want to add. Oh, my poor carpet. This is why you don't craft in your office. You need to use your craft desk. I'm going to use the walnut stain, and this time I will use a cloth to rub it on. Now watch what happens. This is really cool. I rub that stain in, and the gloss acts like a resist. Do you see that? I love that. That is so cool. To me, it almost looks like inlaid wood. And that's it. There's my stain. I used two applications to get a darker color on this one. I don't know if you can see it. If I get up closer, I will have pictures on my blog that you can see. And here we go. Here's a star. Isn't that pretty? And where's this one? I actually made the impression with the walnut stain, and then I put the gloss over it to give it a pretty shiny finish. Some other things that you can try, in addition to the stencil here, I used a stamp with the stain, and I got this cool clock impression. I think this is a really fun way to use these stains. You could use it on bigger projects to create different images, instead of painting. It kind of gives you a different effect. So as an example, look at this wood plate that I finished just using stain, no paint. So that's a bird stencil and a squirrel stencil. I did just the way I showed you. With the high gloss, I let it dry, and this time I actually used 3 applications of the walnut stain to get this nice dark finish. And isn't that gorgeous? Like I said, it kind of reminds me of inlaid wood, and all it is stain. And this literally took less than an hour because the stain dries so quickly. You can just, let it dry and then apply some more. So I think there's a lot of fun ways that you could use these Minwax stains. There's lots of different color options. I have the emerald here. If you don't like high gloss, you can use the low gloss formulation. And you could stencil nightstands, chairs, anything wood that you can get your hands on. Make or buy a stencil and use the stains to create these really cool images on wood. Check out my blog, Morena's Corner, for more fun ideas with these stains. And thanks for watching, and thanks to Minwax for sponsoring this tutorial. Ciao, a presto.